Hello. Hey, welcome to the stream. It's January 15th at 5:51 Central Time. And we're getting the show on the road. Anyone wants to talk about anything before the show starts? 6 o'clock? That's great. This is all about communication and talking. So, we will definitely be encouraging that to happen. And let's take a look at what we're doing today. Today is Women's Truth Day, and we're looking at the video, A PhD in Men, How to Get What You Want from a Man by Psych, Dr. Orion Caraban. Excellent content creator, and we're going to look at his advice for women. And Thursday, tomorrow, we're going to be looking at relationship truth, the 3 requirements of a good relationship by the School of Life. Friday, basically we play all the last week's videos and talk about them. Saturday, Science Truth, the 4 quadrant, the map of all knowledge and human experience by the Living Philosophy. And Sunday, we're going to do something a little different. We're looking at remembering best efforts, and what that means is simply we're going to look at a situation in a video by an individual, and you wonder how that person should be remembered. And this comes up a lot in modern culture, that people or events are remembered or are altered because of some mistake that the person that achieved those monumental outcomes had done. This is an interesting case we're going to look at. Yeah, so that's the start. And when we got time, I'd like to show a video that kind of goes into okay. Maybe not. There we go. I think that's it. Now how to make this big. Big, please. Oh yeah, I remember. Had to go over here. Okay. So we're going to play this. We played this yesterday and play it again today. And hopefully you enjoy. Before the show starts, everything you've ever known, every friend, every family member, every triumph, and every heartbreak existing on this tiny, pale blue dot. This photograph, taken by Voyager 1 in 1990 from 3.7 billion miles away, is a humbling reminder of our place in the vastness of space. But how often do we really pause, think about what it means to live here, to be human, and to understand our place in the cosmos? On this speck of dust, suspended in a sunbeam, all of human history has unfolded. Every dream, every discovery, every conflict, and yet, most of us live our lives experiencing just a fraction of what's out there. Our perspective limited by what we see, hear, and feel in our immediate surroundings. Think about it. From the moment we're born our experience of the world is profoundly limited. We arrive on this planet at a specific spot, into a particular culture, and with the baggage, both good and bad, that our families pass down to us. We grew up seeing the world through the lens of that one tiny sliver of existence. And while we might feel like our perspective is the perspective, the truth is it's just one of billions. No one sees the full picture, not on their own. This is why science, philosophy, and literature are so important. They allow us to transcend those limits, to glimpse realities beyond our own, and to understand the world is far more vast and complex than we can ever fully grasp. Here's the paradox. Even with all this knowledge, our brains are wired to divide the world into us and them. Neuroscience shows that when we see someone from our in group, a family member, a friend, or someone who shares our identity, get hurt, our brain lights up with empathy. But when it's someone not in our in group, that part of our brain has very little response. We don't just see them as different, we see them as less than human. This mindset has fueled countless conflicts, from personal disputes to wars, all stemming from the same primitive instincts. But when we step back, when we look at this pale blue dot, those divisions seem insignificant. On this tiny speck, we are all the same. We're on a fragile boat hurling through the void together. Here is something else to consider. Everything we think, feel, and do is shaped by our biology. Our brains are powerful, but they're still part of the body. When you're happy, sad, or angry, those emotions aren't just abstract ideas. They're chemical reactions governed by hormones, neurons, and electrical impulses. This means that being human is a biological experience as much as it is a conscious one. Our desires, our fears, even our ability to love and connect are all deeply rooted in the physical reality of being alive on this planet. Understanding this can help us be more compassionate towards ourselves and others, because at the end of the day, we're all governed by the same biological rule. So, what does all of this mean? It means that while we may feel small in the grand scheme of the universe, we have the tools, science, philosophy, and empathy to expand our perspective and connect with something larger than ourselves. It means we have the ability to rise above the divisions that biology and instinct have hardwired into us. This pale blue dot is our shared home. And maybe, just maybe, if we remember that, we can move through the world with a little more understanding, curiosity, and kindness. If this resonates with you, take a moment to share this video with someone who might need a little reminder about the bigger picture. And let me know in the comments, what do you think it means to live on this pale blue dot? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking videos. Let's keep the conversation going. Yeah. All right. 5:59. Let's continue on here. Okay. Anyone not deaf? Oops. Sorry about that. Yikes. All right. Hey, 6 o'clock. Here we are. Oops. Don't go off the thing before. There we go. So, hello. Welcome to the show where we talk about some thought-provoking videos and ideas for, I don't even know, culture, society, ways of being. I don't know. I have to think about that. But in general, We explore the psychology of relationships, the world, politics, whatever, in our quest to hopefully build a better world for grandchildren to grow up in and live and thrive. That's the idea. And of course, to do that, we need, happy relationships, happy men, happy women. Yay! If everybody's happy, kids get a really good upbringing, well grounded, emotionally secure, and ready to take on the world. That's kind of the point of being a parent. So, we explore ideas that will make both men and women happy. So, this video that we're going to look at tonight kind of relays in that. And it's basically a guide on how women can get what they want. So we'll take a look at it here. Just go ahead and shout out and chat, and we'll stop and talk about any ideas or anything you'd like to chat about. So this video, go right here, is, oh, I can't read. Psych is in a way. A PhD in men. How to get what you want from a man by Psych. Oh. Oops. Wrong button. That wasn't pay to win. That's for my ARC days. All right. Here we go. Let's start the vid. Ooh.
This is Psych Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is a PhD in men. Ladies, this is an episode for you. If you are single and you don't want to be, it is time to go back to school. Now, I don't mean enrolling in a graduate program. In most cases, that's actually not a very good idea. What I mean is that you might have to invest some time, energy, and money into learning about men, like how they operate and what makes them tick. Now, you might hear that and think, Orion, why should I have to do this? Like, do men make an effort to learn about women? And I would say, yeah, they fucking do. Obviously, not all men, but I guarantee you there is a non-insignificant portion of the male population who hold a PhD in women. There are men who have made it their second fucking job to try and figure out what women want, how they operate, and what makes them tick. And they do this not out of the goodness of their heart, but out of a self-interested motivation, namely the desire to get more of what they want from women. One class of men who do this, who make it their vocation to study and understand women, are known as pickup artists. Now, that term by itself already grosses some women out. Like, some women really don't like the idea of these men. But what is pickup artistry? Fundamentally, it is applied behavioral psychology. Men go out and over hundreds or thousands of iterations allow outcomes to teach them what words, what tones, what actions, what behaviors work in order to increase the likelihood that women will be interested in sleeping with them. And that ultimately is what tends to creep women out. The idea that these men are manipulating women into having sex. And that's probably true, at least to some extent. Like, some manipulation is definitely taking place. But what's the alternative? Women aren't handing out sex on the street corner. And female desire is much more reactive than male desire. Reactive in the sense that it responds to stimulation. A woman might feel spontaneous sexual attraction for, say, Henry Cavill, but if you're an average guy, probably not. So if you're an average guy and you want to have sex, you have to kind of go out and make it happen. And you do this successfully by learning what stimuli women actually respond to. Not what you think they should respond to, not what you want them to respond to, but what they actually respond to. And this takes practice. These guys take courses, spend thousands of dollars on coaching, change their appearance, and suffer an incredible amount of rejection. They read books and listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos. They make it their job to learn how to get what they want from women. And on some level, regardless of how you feel about pickup artists, you gotta kind of respect that. Like, they definitely put in the time. And that's the other reason why women generally don't like pickup artistry. It works. Obviously, not all the time, but game absolutely makes it much more likely that you will get laid as a man. If these things didn't work, I don't think that women would be so upset. They don't like the idea that men can learn to do things that will increase the chances that women will sleep with them, because it kind of makes them feel like suckers for falling for their tricks. But on some level, that's fair. Like, if you put in the time, energy, and expense, then you should see some positive results. And women might balk, well, why can't men put in the time, energy, and expense into giving us commitment and being loyal? And I would respond, because that's what you want. That's not what men want. If men are going to go through the trouble and expense, they're going to do so to get what they want. Make sense? If you appreciate the insights on this channel, I would highly encourage you to get your hands on a copy of my book,
about this
The Value of
placement,
Others.
but
Over the course of
you
432
could
pages,
check
I
out-
delve deep
I should
into my economic model of relationships and explain the behavior
hang
of
on.
both
If you
men
wanna
and women
support
in the game of mating and dating.
Dr.
I
Ryan
also
Terabin,
provide a lot of
here
actionable
is
advice
the link
on how to get
the video.
and keep
There you go.
more of what you want in the sexual marketplace.
Go back to
Once
video.
you read The Value of
Here.
Others, you'll never look at relationships the same way again.
Yeah.
Now available in ebook, audiobook, and paperback formats.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
The links are in the description.
Okay,
Now,
back to
let's
video.
look at it from the other side. I don't know a single woman who has gotten a PhD in men. Indeed, the idea that women might have to learn some skills and acquire some knowledge and change their behavior in order to get what they want from men is ludicrous, if not offensive, to the majority of Western women. And to be fair, women probably don't have to earn a PhD in men, mostly because men are far less complicated than women are. Men are often oversimplified, like it actually takes more than sex and a sandwich to win us over, but they are far, far simpler than women. So women wouldn't need to devote several years of study to understand men, but they could get a certificate in men, like an associate's degree in men. That's reasonable. Like some period of dedicated study would probably be helpful, even if it's significantly shorter than men's equivalent course. And why is this study required? Because just like the pickup artists, women can learn what words, what tones, what actions, what behaviors work in order to increase the likelihood that men will be interested in giving them what they want. And just like pickup artistry, this will generally require at least some degree of manipulation. But what's the alternative? Men, at least the men that women wanted from, aren't handing out commitment on the street corner. A man might feel spontaneous desire to commit to a fabulously beautiful woman, but if you're an average woman, probably not. So if you're an average woman and you want to get commitment, you have to kind of go out and make it happen. And you do this successfully by learning what stimuli men actually respond to, not what you think they should respond to, not what you want them to respond to, but what they actually respond to. And unpopular truth, if you aren't willing to put in the effort to learn those things, then why should men give you what you want? That would be like a guy who won't make an effort to be attractive to women just expecting that he should get sex from them. I mean, that feels really creepy and entitled, right, ladies? Well, from our perspective, It also feels kind of creepy and entitled when you insist that you shouldn't have to make an effort to be attractive to men in order to get commitment from them. Just like men, some of you might need to invest some time, energy, and money into learning how to get what you want. And if you do, your success will be fair. Like if you put in the effort, then you should see some positive results.
Hey, what's
Because
happening?
in the absence of this training,
The heck happened?
in the absence of evidence or outcomes or strategy or system, what are you left with? A bunch of bullshit cliches that aren't true. If it's meant to be, then it will be. As if you can just sit tight and wait for your meet cute. If he loved me, he would try harder. As if his level of effort has nothing to do with you. A real man knows the value of a woman and will treat her like a princess and put a ring on it. Like all those things have to do with men. Where do you factor into getting what you want? Wake up. It is your responsibility to get what you want. It is not men's responsibility to give you what you want. You are not entitled to a goddamn thing. No one is. Most men are not walking around thinking, wow, I sure hope I can find a woman today to protect and provision. It's extremely rare for a man to spontaneously desire to offer a woman a lifelong commitment. It's inside of most men, but you have to kind of bring it out of us. By the same token, most women aren't walking around thinking, wow, I sure hope I get absolutely ravished in a nasty, disrespectful way today. It's pretty rare for a woman to spontaneously offer that super freaky milk to a man. It's inside most of you, but we kind of have to bring it out of you. And those who learn how to do those things tend to get what they want. So if you're a woman and you're single and you don't want to be, then it might be time to do something that you haven't done before. Pick up a book, take a class, get some coaching, put your pride aside, and go out and get what you want. I know you can do it. What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And please send this episode to someone who you think might benefit from its message, as it's word of mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. And anyone looking to join my free weekly newsletter or book a paid consultation can do so on my website. The links to everything are in the description below. As always, I appreciate your support and thank you for listening.
Hey, okay. That was really good. Yeah, so what did everyone think? Here, let me see. You know what? Didn't I check if this was running? Just checking. Hey, didn't I? Yeah, I guess we're up and running. Diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle-doo. So, what's everyone think about that? I know I do think that, yeah, it's pretty fair. I mean, men have to figure out if women want. They could do the same. Figure out how to get what they want. Yeah. So, if there's no questions, we'll take a look here. Tomorrow, we're gonna be looking at the video, the 3 requirements of a good relationship at a school of life. Yeah. All right. Hopefully I don't blast you this time. Music. Okay. Started it low that time. I remembered. All right. So that taken care of, I guess we will. I guess Wow, only 15 minutes show. All right. Well, is what it is. We'll see you tomorrow. And have a good one.
Girlfriend pull down your pants. I know it.